boy, as you can see here, this is a sneaker with a, it's had a skateboard-based incident. I mean, that's kind of in the Ollie spot, but I think this was actually due to some sort of a crash. When you look at the eyelets there, something bad happened to this shoe. What I have here is something called Aquilim 315 by Renia, I guess. This is a contact cement that is water-based, so it's non-toxic. Most sort of contact cement for leatherwork, etc., is extremely toxic, like barge, for instance. You want to use it in a well-ventilated space and have like carbon-based filter mask. But this stuff is it's water-based. So what I'm going to do is I've got this little piece of just like nylon strap that I'm going to patch that over with. And because this stuff is so just like non-toxic, I'm just going to stick, oh, there's my thumb. I'm just going to stick it on like with my fingers in a non-ventilated area and suffer 0 ill effects. So the way contact cement works is there are sort of two parts. There's, you apply the contact cement to the one surface, and you apply the contact cement to the other surface. So messy. And with most contact cement, what happens is there's like a solvent in it that evaporates for 10 minutes, and you're left with this kind of like slightly tacky plastic sort of surface, and it's totally ready to stick to itself. So like the adhesive on the shoe and the adhesive on this nylon, when they I let them dry for 10 minutes. We'll fast forward that part. Once they're both sort of mostly dry, as soon as they touch each other, that's the contact part, they become one entity. That's the cement part. So contact cement, once they dry out, as soon as they stick to each other, they become as one. Wandered over to the sink and rinsed my fingers clean with just water, and then I've got this wet paper towel, and like, oh, board's clean. So it's this stuff is not as powerful as like barge, but in terms of working with it, so much better. Just like watching paint dry. Good thing it's non-toxic. So I actually let this dry for about 20 minutes. The stuff is supposed to dry clear. As you can see, there's some spots where I kind of like put too much on. This one I'd put way too much on, so I wiped some off, and I'm going to give it another 10 minutes. So this shoe looks pretty dry. Feels just a little bit sticky, which it's supposed to. Obviously, it's way more porous than this piece of nylon. If I had been thinking, I might have applied the goo to the nylon like 10 minutes earlier, so they'd be dry around the same time. But I think instead I'm going to nuke it with my hot air machine. Dry it out quick. Let's stick it on. So the thing to know about this is, in theory, it's contact cement, so it bonds instantly and forever. So you don't get to sort of stick it on and wiggle it around. You have to aim it and stick it right the first time. What do I do? I need a GoPro or something for this. I'm just holding my phone with my chin. You missed the magic. Anyway. Yeah. So that's probably stuck forever. There it is. Stay tuned for what happens when I try and skate with this thing, whether it actually stays there.
Nice. Yeah, you have to this one. Go.
So I didn't do a ton of tricks or anything with this, but you can see that it stayed on, and this is definitely where a couple ollies happened. I'm basically just learning ollies, pretty new, so I didn't do a ton of stuff, but it seems to be working. So it's not like the best bond ever. So, and I do actually have barge cement, but this seems like a good strategy to possibly save shoes from ollies. The end.